Ice sculpture coming out front for Iron Chef Kat Cora. You can really see some beautiful detail work all around that. Now looking over their dishes, they've got their cured lobster, the ceviche, Napoleon bacon business, their pizza with the baba ganoush, Robert Irvine, bringing out the beets. Those are both roasted and flash frozen.
1 minute remaining at Kitchen Stadium. They built a slushy machine out of ice, which I have to say is extremely impressive.
Pistachio ice cream joining Iron Chef Kat Cora's dessert with the frozen chocolate ganache and the hazelnut liqueur shot. And of course, the frozen barbecue pork with the cabbage sorbet.
Quickly going over Iron Chef Michael Simon and Ann Burrell's dishes. They got the oysters on multiple half shells with granitas.
30 seconds.
Ann, you ready to lose?
I'm ready to lose, baby.
They got this kind of Bloody Mary deal with the smoked shrimp.
There goes the vodka down the ice luge, the chute there. That's going to help chill the vodka, of course, as it heads into the glass of tomato water and the frozen cucumber and tomato jewels.
They've got something that I'll call a lobster chowder because I don't know any better. Lobster ice cream. They've got their tartare, and they've got this kind of macerated fruit that they're serving with the Meyer lemon sorbet.
Iron Chef Cora shaving some black truffle over her pistachio ice cream.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Put it down and walk away. Battle deep freezes history here in Kitchen Stadium.
Well, the battle may be over, but the potential for brain freeze is about to begin. Judgment when Iron Chef America returns.
That's some big ice you guys got over there.
The cooking, or rather the freezing, is over here in Kitchen Stadium, and now it's time for our judges to taste 5 icy presentations, one featuring seafood, a meat, an aromatics course, a fruit or vegetable course, and a course that features some kind of alcohol. Of course, we've got rules for judging, and to explain them, we go up to Kevin Brosh. Kevin.
Even with all this ice, it still works the same. Each judge can award a team up to 20 points. There are 10 points possible for taste, another 5 points for plating design, finally as many as 5 points for their originality in the use of our secret theme ingredients. And may the better team prevail.
Thank you very much, Kevin. Now, let's go up to the chairman's table and get the judging underway.
Chefs, there was a moment when it seemed like everything would not come together for your team. And yet here we are. Please describe your experience.
Well, Chairman, you gave us an extremely challenging battle, but I believe that we succeeded in creating some really successful dishes. I'm excited to show you.
Okay, the first course, ladies and gentlemen, is a lime and vodka cured lobster and scallop ceviche with a bacon ice cream. It's served with a mango sauce.
What I find incredibly interesting is that by themselves, they're kind of like, they feel isolated, these ingredients, but the moment that you dip it into this sauce, all of a sudden it all comes together.
What's really wonderful about the ice cream is that it's more of a compliment to the seafood, which I'm kind of blown away by.
Thank you.
I like elements of it. I think the roasted corn is quite nice. I'm not convinced that it works together as one dish.
Well, as one dish. I mean, would you ever get this on one dish anyway? I mean, this is fantastic.
But there might be a good reason why you wouldn't.
Thank you, chefs.
Thank you.
Next course, please.
This next course is a pizzetta that we did with the baba ganoush. We've got fantastic roasted beets. I put liquid nitrogen on them, cracked them, so they're broken beets. And we're also gonna add a little bit of cauliflower cheese to it as almost like a grated Parmesan.
That's fun. I love it.
I'm looking for the Italian nod. Once we get the Italian nod on a pizza, I am happy as
My only thing is the cold beet. I wish it was warm.
Well,
I love the taste. Well, you got the cold cheese, so you could have done the warm beet.
but the only thing is that we couldn't have just done the cheese because it's a deep freeze battle, and the star of the dish has to be vegetables.
I actually really like this. I think this has hit the Chairman's Challenge much more successfully than your first dish.
Oh, absolutely.
I think it brought in the vegetable, the star element, and it's a really tasty dish.
Good job.
All right.
All right.
Thank you, chefs.
Thank you.
Next course, please. Chefs.
Well, what we've got here are passion fruit and basil slushies in ice cups. They do have rum in them, so these are adult slushies. And to go with the slushie, you gotta have a bag of homemade tarragon chips. And of course, I mean, our great ice sculptors have sculpted literally a homemade slushie maker out of a big cube of ice.
I think it's a bit too sweet for me, but I love it. It's sexy. I would have liked to have it a little less sweet somehow. I know it's passion fruit.
Right.
But other than that, it's fantastic.
I usually have a very low tolerance for sweet things. And I actually think both of these are, as we said in English, absolutely cracking. I think they're fantastic.
I like that. I'm going to use
That means good. That means
Okay,
good.
good.
It means more than good. It's a notch up. I think this is terrific.
Thank you, chefs. Next course, please.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Chefs.
Well, this is what I call fire and ice. We've got a pulled pork that we actually hit it with a little liquid nitrogen. And then we let it temper, and we've got warm buns and a cool pork. The ice cream itself is actually cabbage juice, a little bit of sugar and vinegar that we put together.
If you think about coleslaw, as the ice cream melts, it becomes the dressing.
Interesting enough, I like that better than the burger. The cold meat, for me, is a throw off. That's just the burger. This, I dig it.
It's like eating fantastic leftovers.
I love that.
My question would be about is the choice of the dish, so using the pork and then that process, because for me it spoils the pork.
Yeah, but nobody freezes pork or any of these things for that matter in terms of that deep freeze thing. And you're English, you're Italian. This is very American.
How come you didn't finish it?
Because I have to eat 10 more plates. That's why.
Chefs.
Well, this is the finale of our deep freeze battle. What we have first is a pistachio and black truffle ice cream. We've got Frangelico chocolate mousse with a little bit of nitro cherries in the bottom, a little bit of Frangelico hot fudge just to finish it with.
Actually, the two best elements for me are the cherries, which are absolutely terrific. They have so much flavour in them, and the sauce, which is really...
I don't agree with the cherry.
They're all... You don't like them? You don't like cherry?
I find that the freezing process stripped away much of the flavour.
I would agree with
I
that.
found the opposite. I really like it. But you know what? You've made me eat a pizza and you've given me an alcoholic slushie. So actually, you know what? I'm kind of very happy.
Good. I'm
Very
glad you're
happy.
happy. That's all we want to do is make people happy.
Iron Chef Cora.
Thank you.
Chef Irvine.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you for an excellent meal.
Thank you.
Chefs, this was a complex battle. How did you balance cooking, freezing, and making ice plates in 1 hour?
Well, Chairman, what you give us every challenge is impeccable ingredients. And at the end of the day, Ann and I wanted to respect those ingredients, show them off within the confines of the battle, but still do food that we would absolutely be proud to serve in our restaurants.
So our first course, what we have is oysters with granita 3 ways. The first one that you have, it's a lemon verbena and Prosecco granita. The one that's not green is a Prosecco and thyme. And then the last one is it's lime, mint, cilantro.
2 out of 3 I thought were absolutely sensational. Thyme's a strong flavour, and for me, that overpowered any other flavour.
But if you're not an oyster lover and you have that, frozen cold thyme on top of it, I mean, in terms of it being slimy, it gave it a whole new thing. Even
I think it would have helped some alcohol to wash it out and move from one oyster to the other.
Chefs.
So we had a little bit of fun with this one. We made a little luge, a tomato water with just a touch of horseradish, and then Ann's beautiful jewels, which we took heirloom tomatoes and cucumbers and froze them with the liquid nitrogen. And then we cooked the shrimp in rock salt and then cold smoked them in here.
I'm going to come and apply the frozen jewels. So this acts as the ice cubes in your Bloody Mary. And then you get to fly your vodka down the luge into your own drink.
Okay, here we go. Voila.
This is
Look at that.
fantastic.
And it chills the vodka at the same time.
I'm letting it sit. I feel like I'm drinking juice from my garden, which is a good thing. I feel like I've taken everything from my garden and I'm drinking a sort of summery kind of soup or something.
When I saw you prepping it on the table, I thought this is the first one that really captures the fun of the whole ice experiment. This I was looking forward, but it's not my thing. It's not happening. I wish that this was a straight vodka with the jewels. That would have worked much better for me.
Thank you.
Thank you, chefs. Next course, please.
Okay, you guys, a little interpretive lobster chowder. We made a creme fraiche ice cream where we took the half and half and we steeped lobster in it with all those great things that go in a chowder. And then here I have a lobster broth that I made with some saffron potatoes.
I said to Kevin that when I heard the words lobster and ice cream used together, I sort of closed my eyes and longed for death. But I'm kind of rather liking it, and I'm surprising myself that I do.
Thank you.
I would like it a lot if it was spread out on a plate. I can get all the distinct flavors in this little bowl, but to me, it's like getting a space food, where you wanted to use all the ingredients and it's all together.
I totally disagree. When these flavors come together, that it works really well. So that's a winner as far as I'm concerned.
Thank you, chefs. Next course, please.
Thank you.
So here you guys, we have a veal tartare with capers, white anchovy, shallot, extra virgin olive oil. It's topped with a corn ice cream.
I have to say, I think this is your best dish so far.
Thank you.
Agreed.
Easily.
I think this is the best dish tonight for me so far.
Thank you.
It works perfectly. The texture of the tartare.
It's a dish. It's complete.
I would order this at a
Everything,
restaurant.
You know, it's, I can have it 3 sizes bigger than this.
I'm struggling really hard to find flour. For me, it's absolutely perfectly seasoned. It's absolutely spot on.
Yep.
Thank you.
Chefs,
So our last course is taking cherries and nectarines and macerating them in a little bit of simple syrup and then making a very tart Meyer lemon sorbet to kind of melt in there.
I think this is an excellent progression from your tartare. It's a mouthful of seasons and sugar and juices. It's just a fabulous way to close it up.
And this speaks for itself. It's not overdone. There's no hidden spices in it or anything like that. And it just, everything melds together so wonderful.
Look at us. Do we look like we could hide behind anything?
But I think in terms of what you have probably set out to do, which to go, these are phenomenal ingredients, and let's show them to their best effect, you can be very satisfied with what you've done.
Chef Burrell, Iron Chef Simon, thank you for a fantastic meal.
Thank you. Good.
Deep frozen verdict when Iron Chef America returns. Welcome back to Iron Chef America. This has been a special deep freeze battle. Now, our esteemed judges have deliberated and they have their decision. Keep in mind, a competitor can earn up to 20 points, or in this case, a team. 10 can be given for taste and flavor, 5 for plating, and a final 5 for originality. So let's go up to the chairman and find out whose cuisine truly reigns supreme.
Today, 4 champions met in a special deep freeze battle here in Kitchen Stadium. Iron Chef Cora, Chef Irvine, Chef Burrell, Iron Chef Simon. The judges have spoken, and by a very small margin, the winners are Chef Burrell and Iron Chef Simon.
Oh my God.
Congratulations, you guys.
And so what did we learn this frosty day, kids? Well, we learned that a little iron-on-iron action can be a heck of a lot of fun. And that taking your shirt off after 43.6 minutes of cooking doesn't necessarily seal the deal. Now, in closing, I would like to quote an old Eskimo proverb that goes, "You will never know your friends from your enemies until the ice breaks." And you can take that to the bank, my friends. I'm Alton Brown on behalf of the chairman, Kevin Brosh, and everyone here at Kitchen Stadium. I bid you good eating.